What's going on, y'all? It is a rainy storm checking in, aka Crew, your cosmic rootwork astrologist specializing in evolutionary astrology. All right, okay. If you are new here to my humble abode, I would like to welcome you in here if you want to learn a little bit more about Pluto in Aquarius, specifically for Virgo rising in the sixth house. Okay, make sure before we go ahead and start this thing on off that you subscribe if you're seeing this for the first time. I promise you, you will never want to leave. I promise. And also, too, make sure if you hit the link down below, there is a subscription for my newsletter. You will get a free copy of the Houses in Astrology course if you subscribe. And also, too, I am now offering my readings on a donation tip by tip basis. So if you want to exchange, or also, too, so if you want to tip, you could tip, or if you want to exchange like any goods, barter and trade some services, if you have like any artwork or pieces or jewelry, because I like jewels, or anything like that that you want to exchange for the readings, I'm so open and available to that. You can email me for the other piece of that. But other than that, I also have a new podcast that I have just dropped out of nowhere. I know it's given Jupiter in the third house, with Venus in Scorpio in that ninth of opposition. So we're just gonna drop it on the dime. Here. My first episode out is about me talking about Venus and Scorpio on the audio podcast. And then on Sunday, which is December 10th, I will be talking about capitalism and why I have decided to go postal. I think maybe that's like, well, I decided to go global and postal on the readings here. I have been inspired. This is something I have been grappling with for a minute, but I go into a little bit more detail. Like I said, make sure y'all tune in on the 10th. Also, too, on the podcast, you can leave voice notes and voice memos, and you can be featured in my next, what am I talking about? You could be featured in my upcoming episodes and things like that. So if you want to do a shout out, you have some questions you want to ask about astrology, you have a product that has to do with some type of holistic service that you want me to check out, and then I can like promote on the channel, promote on the what's it called? Promote on the podcast, please let me know. But other than that, let's get into it. Virgo rising and this Pluto in the sixth house energy. This is a health-based wellness thing here for you. But before we jump into it, if this is your first time tuning in and you want to know a little bit about Pluto, Pluto is the energy, the planet that we talk about of like death, sex, transformation. It's like the phoenix rising out the ashes. It's ruled over Scorpio energy. It is the furthest planet from the sun, of which we know of. Once again, like I said on the last video, because is space really space, or is it underwater? We don't know. We'll have to find out in the next episode. All right, back to it. So basically, it's the coldest, right? And so it can be a little bit distant as well because it is the furthest. And so what we see here with Pluto being Pluto and then moving in Aquarius as of January 2024, and will make its transit for the next 19-20-ish years to recovery. Aquarius is the spark of the rebellion. It's the whistles that blow off. You feel me? It's the unconventional thoughts, ideas, the great thinkers era. Also to the collective progression, humanitarian collective energy moving and wanting to progress humanity forward. But like I tell everybody else in these readings, just try not to fall into group and cult followings. We will see a lot of changes in the internet as well, of how we use the internet, things that are being exposed from privacy. What is it? Not the privacy policies. There's a lot of things just being exposed on the other side of these internet connections and things that we have here. Would not be surprised if there were more power outages coming soon. Just saying. In the means of control. All right. Okay. Now, when it comes to Pluto in Aquarius, right, in the sixth house, we talk about just health and wellness and transformation here. Now, I will say, because you do have, the sixth house does rule animals. I know I talked about it in the 5th house because I was talking more so about children, but 6th house definitely rules like animals and things like that. You could definitely see some changes if you have animals here. You could lose an animal, like maybe your animal in it, or your companion, your pet companion ends up going missing or in some way, shape, or form, or maybe there's some health issues with an animal or things like that. And specifically for you, you could be changing up your health routine, your day-to-day activities that you are doing. When it comes to your health and wellness, you could be finding like unconventional ways to really move with your health and figuring out ways to take better care of your body. Now, if you have like a job that requires you to, if you have a job that requires you to show up every single day, you might opt out for wanting to have something that is more, that gives you more freedom, freedom to be, freedom to grow, freedom to travel. And you might end up ditching the job area and sector. You could find yourself like completely changing your career or whatever it is that you do for the day-to-day work. And it might be something that can be a little bit more suitable for your health. Now, I will say, like I said, Pluto going through the 6th house, there could be some health issues that do come up. Specifically, this can be something that is like, even, I think of 8th house too. I know it's 6th house, but like maybe there's like, because Pluto definitely has to do with the psyche. So maybe there's like some psychological issues that can spur up during this time with Pluto going here. So maybe you actually opt in to go to like get like a Reiki session or Reiki healing, or maybe you start learning about Reiki healing and Reiki sessions and things like that. There could be like I said, alternative ways and modes of healing. So I will definitely say, because Pluto is going through this house and this is the energy of like exposure, bringing things to light, or these things actually like coming out in full, you could find, especially in this transit, that maybe you have some like abilities that start coming to the forefront. I also see a mad scientist in the lab, in some kind of like proverbial lab, when Pluto goes into Aquarius here, just like you just being in that booth, just really, get into it. You just like, wow, I really need to explore these different parts of not only my psyche, but the ways in which maybe you start studying like medicine in some way, like an ulterior form or alternative form of medicine practices and things like that. Because maybe you're like, well, man, F the pharmaceutical company, and now I need to, dive into these medicines and see how those things work here. You definitely needed format outlets, I would say, with Pluto moving through Aquarius here. Let me drink some water real quick. You definitely need to form some kind of outlet in terms of like your health here, because it can feel just a little daunting in a sense of Pluto can be heavy. I'll just say that. So you could feel a little bit weighed down, just like shocks in the health, shocks in the nervous system, because Aquarius rules like the nerves or nerve endings and things like that. So you just want to make sure that you're, even your physical activity, just making sure you're getting like a lot of sunlight if you can, wherever you're at. Maybe sure you are, I know Aquarius is air, but like maybe taking some time by the water as the water barrier energy here. Maybe you get into like some form of like breath work or Tai Chi meditations or something like that, that allows you to like restore. Maybe if you had like some type of like lung issue or something like that, I don't know why that's coming up right now, but maybe you have some type of issue with your breath, and maybe you're like in a flight type of energy, and so your breath helps you like really set in motion and calm down your nervous system. Or maybe you start taking like natural herb supplements for your nervous system, and it really helps you regulate not only your nervous system but your emotions and things like that. Makes you get more connected to your emotions and the way that you feel and being able to really express those things. But I think creatively, having like a creative outlet, whether that's through writing, whether that's you read like a good book or something like that, just having some type of creative expression. Maybe you take a trip to the distant, like a distant place or something like that for work, or maybe for like a health retreat or something like that. And it really just changes your entire scope of the way that you see life and the way that you see the world and things like that. But you will be called, okay? You will be called specifically as a healer when it comes to the ways in which you really resonate, even a messenger of sorts, of the way that you really lean into your healing capabilities will be expanded here. You can also see a change, like I said, in job, daily activities. I would honestly say for Virgo rising, Pluto and Aquarius moving through the sixth house, you definitely want to find something that allows you to have your own personal freedom. It's not to say that you couldn't work amongst a group and things. I would just say that you just need, there's going to be a need for you to have the balance between, like, yes, you can work with a collective group of people, but y'all are gonna really have to be on the same page in terms of like how you're going about whatever work that you're putting forth. You need like not people that think exactly like you or just like you, but people who, just like I said, are just on the same page in terms of like how y'all are going about whatever work environment or workspace that you're moving into. You could also find, like I said, there's a loss of a job space situation. I could just see that maybe just kind of completely going awry, of maybe in terms of like maybe you have to move to a certain place or location. Like something with moving is coming up for Pluto in the sixth house, and it could be for like a job or something like that, or a health issue or something like that, that maybe you have to like leave, or just kind of puts you in a, I'm not saying that everybody that has this energy is going to have some type of health issue, but there could just be something coming up in terms of that has to make you like pivot a little bit. So you're like, I don't know exactly how I want to move forward here. But I would highly recommend, if maybe you thought about going to like a retreat session or going to some type of space where you can like reset and recoup your energy, I would definitely recommend it, especially for this time. Like I said, from the Reiki healers to just anybody that has to do with like unconventional healing. I think that's really going to be the thing that helps you, because the ways in which you look at conventional healing is going to shift, especially the times that we are in and moving into in this particular lifetime. So I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else that I have here. Just making sure that you stay in great routine and making sure that you're moving your physical body. I would even say, I don't know why specifically, and might not be for everybody, but maybe this could just be something for some people specifically. If you're not studying Chinese medicine, I don't know why that's coming up for y'all particularly. Studying Chinese medicine or going to go see a Chinese doctor or some type of doctor that's in a different culture, that's not like a Western culture or something like that, that can like really help you move through your body, I don't know why that's coming up for y'all. I don't know why it's coming up for y'all, but it's coming up for y'all to like go, when I talk about alternative forms of healing, Qigong is something that's coming up too, like just something that's, like I said, just completely different in your nature that you're used to, like on an everyday scale and basis. I don't know. I don't know. Look into it. I don't know why it's coming up for me, but please let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I love to hear y'all's comments always, and of course, I did mention that newsletter, and I'm going to mention it again. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. Get that free Houses and Astrology course sent straight to your email. Also, too, I do have a membership that I did not mention in the last one. Membership on Patreon as well. For there, we got that $3 holo tier, and we also have the 11 tier as well for my travels, my journals, other things that we don't talk about on YouTube in astrology on there as well. All the courses that I have will be for free on the membership as well, that I create will be there. Also too, I will be dropping I have a podcast up about Venus in Scorpio, but I will be dropping on the 10th of this month, on what is that, Sunday. I will be dropping a podcast as to why I am choosing to allow and make my readings donation and tip based. Capitalism. And we'll talk a little bit about that, okay? So, I hope to see y'all on the next one. We are going to be diving into, who is it? Leo rising, and that will be Pluto going through the 7th house. So, y'all already know what it is. It's a rainy storm checking in, checking out without a doubt. I hope to see y'all soon. Deuces.